off my line bumper car ride. Now you might be able to tell I love amusement park rides. Last week we made a 3D line roller coaster sculpture, and today we're going to pretend like our lines are bumper cars to create a free form line composition. Now, you might not know what freeform line is. A freeform line is when an artist makes one continuous line across their page without lifting their hand, and the line is just kind of free-flowing around the page. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. But the added challenge is that we're going to pretend like our lines are bumper cars hitting different edges and bumping off the edges of our page. Okay, so if you are ready, let's go. Okay, today we're going to be making a free form line painting made out of all different types of lines. But in order to make it, we have to take the bumper car line challenge, where every time we use a different type of line and it hits the side or edge of the paper, it's gonna turn into some other different line every time. And then once we have our different lines across our page, you're going to notice that these lines, when they've overlapped each other, have created different shapes. In fact, all shapes are when a line is enclosed, and it will create a shape. So once we have all of our different lines bumped across our page, we're going to use watercolor to paint inside each enclosed shape, okay? But before we get onto that, let's review the lines that we're going to be using. Now, a lot of these you guys know already, like vertical, horizontal, diagonal, wavy, zigzag, and spiral. But today we're going to add a couple of different other lines. Curved, scallop, which is just a series of curved lines, one right after another. Dotted, which is just a line that's made out of little dots. And dashed, meaning small little lines that are in a line together to create a different sort of dashed line, okay? So let's get out our materials. What you're going to need is a blank sheet of paper, and you can lay it out in landscape orientation, landscape meaning it's wide and fat. You're also going to need some sort of crayon. I'm using black crayon, but you can use any color crayon that you would like. You're also going to be using watercolor, and in order to make that watercolor work, you're going to need some water, either in a jar or a bowl or a cup, and a paintbrush to paint the watercolor within those shapes. Okay, so let's get out our piece of paper. Let's get out our list of different lines to start off with, okay? Get your crayon out. Let's start at the bottom of the page, kind of towards the side. Get your bumper car out, and we're going to first start with a free form vertical line. So let's go up. Okay, when it hits that side, stop, but don't lift your crayon. Let's keep it free form. And this time, let's go down and do a diagonal line from top to bottom. Bump. Let's do another diagonal line all the way up. Bump. But now let's switch to wavy line. Big waves. A wavy line going across. Bump. Let's now switch to zigzag line. Going up bump. Let's now switch to spiral line. Curving it down and around, 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 and bump. Let's do some sort of horizontal line across. Bump. All right, let's now move on to our next line, which is a big curved line. Curve. In fact, we can make a series of smaller curved lines in a scallop. So keep that line, curve, curve, curve. Great. Now let's turn our bumper cars into making a dotted line across. So dot, 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 bump. Now we're going to turn it into a dash line. Dash, 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 dash. Great job. Wow, look at our line composition. Now that we have our line composition, we're going to use our watercolor to paint in each enclosed shape. So look for an area where your lines are fully closed up, almost as if they have made a small little room. And in each one of these closed rooms, you are going to paint that room a certain color. However, some of these rooms, if you look, they're not closed in these small little areas, so they would just be one continuous shape. So let's get out our watercolor and our water in our paintbrush. Let's dip our paintbrush in the water. Find your first shape. I'm going to start off with this small triangle. Okay, pick any color. Use your paintbrush after you've dipped it in water to swirl, swirl, swirl in the color that you want. Once you see that that paintbrush has the color on its bristles, you're going to use that paintbrush to color in that shape, staying in the lines of that room, not going outside of that shape. We're just using one color to fill in that enclosed shape. Great. Now, if you want to switch colors, the way to switch colors is you have to wash out your brush by putting it in the water, pressing up, down, up, down, up, down, until all that first color is off of your bristles. Now let's pick another color. The next color that I'm going to use maybe is a turquoise. You can use whatever colors you want to fill your shapes. Now I'm going to find another shape. But some of these shapes are very strange looking. Like if I look here, this is one big shape, one big room, even through here. So I'm going to take my turquoise and I'm going to try to stay within the walls of my room, that big shape, not going outside, but filling that enclosed shape with one color. Great. Once you have your second shape filled with one color, again, you can wash out your brush and pick a different color to do another shape. How about, I'm going to pick this orange. And wow, I actually see a really weird shaped room here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to stay within those lines of my room, not leaving those walls of the room, but just filling it with that one color. It even continues over here. This must be a really big room. And even, it's not even closed there. It continues up here. So I'm gonna fill in this big shape with my orange. Awesome. I'm gonna switch colors again. And maybe the next shape I want to do is just this kind of half circle. So I'll pick a different color, swirl, swirl, swirl. And again, try to stay within the lines of the room, the lines of the shape. Great. Okay, I'm gonna go into warp speed to finish painting my painting. You guys can take your time painting, but your goal is to finish painting each shape that was created by the overlapping lines in your line composition. Okay, let's see how I do. Okay, what do you guys think? Did I fill in each one of the shapes with a color? Are there any ones that are blank that I need to fill in? You're right. Uh-oh, I still see some shapes that I didn't fill in. Let me fill those in really quick. Okay, that's better. Wow. I tried my best to fill in each shape with a different color. Even if I might have gotten out of the lines in my room, that's okay. I tried my best. Wow, I can't wait to see yours. Good luck.